Hey guys, happy Monday. I hope everyone had a nice weekend. It is currently Sunday and Mother's Day here. It is also pouring rain right now, so it's not super fun. But overall, it was a pretty okay weekend. I feel like on Friday we had Olive Garden, so that was like super good, and I felt like I was in like a food coma after that. And then on Saturday we went to Mrs. Smith's sister's house up by Flint to go pick up a power washer, and we dropped off flowers to my mom for early Mother's Day. And then so far today on Mother's Day, we've gone for a walk. I think we're going to try to grill out later, but I might be grilling in the garage because it is raining, so we will see how that goes. Okay, let me know in the check-in what you guys did this weekend. Hopefully you gave your mom lots of attention because moms are awesome. I hope you remember that. Okay, so today we're going to read start chapter 10, and then we'll talk about what you guys are going to do in Google Classroom today. All right, chapter 10. Really? Tuck said. Great. How? The light turned green and the monstrous yellow truck rumbler started to move. The word had popped into Brody's head that moment. He'd seen it. Bus. And then school. And then a stream of memories that started as a trickle and became a flood. Aiden leaving in the mornings with the backpack thrown over his shoulder, kissing the top of Brody's head and saying, Be good, Brody. He had hundreds of that memory, almost all the same. He remembered taking the goodbye and then rushing out to the doggy door to the backyard, and then squeezing through the hole in the fence and running to catch up to Aiden, barking up into his smiling face. Aiden saying, No, go home, boy, Brody, but not really meaning it. Walking together on the sidewalk, turning a corner or two until the school was there right in front of them. Then, Aiden stopping, always under the same shady big leaf tree, and kneeling down to say goodbye again, but this time adding an extra whisper into Brody's ear. Don't wake him up, okay? Or try to stay out of his way until I come back. Or can't wait till I see you again. They had just been sounds at the time, just noises the boy's mouth made under his pinched, worried eyes, but now he knew what they meant. He had lots of that memory too. Too many. Then, watching him cross the street and join the crowd of kids going into the big building with the bright windows and the fluttering flag. Away. And then waiting for him under that tree at the end of the day, waiting to see his pale face and tight-shouldered body come out through the door and back. School, he answered Tuck, because in all those memories of school and all the ones he'd watched Aiden walk into the school or waited for him to come out of it, those big yellow buses had always been parked out front, hissing and rumbling and neither swallowing kids or spitting them out. That's where he is, I know, and we can follow the bus straight there. That bus? Patsy asked. The one driving away? Yep, come on. Brody took off running. He heard Tuck's fast footsteps following him, and hoped that Patsy was right behind. He wasn't stopping, though, even if she wasn't. The words from that memory still hummed in his heart. Can't wait till I see you again. I can't wait to see you again either. Brody's heart called to his boy, wherever he was. They ran. At first it was easy. The bus rumbled ahead, got slowed by traffic or a stoplight, and they gained ground. Then it pulled ahead again. But after a while, the bus started to pull further away. The traffic got lighter, the red lights rarer. There was a long stretch where they almost lost sight of the bus completely. We're gonna lose it, Tuck warned. Don't stop, Brody answered, his eyes never leaving the grimy yellow of the school bus. We're not going to keep up. We're not going to keep up with it running, Patsy called out from somewhere behind them. You know a better way for us to chase it? Brody demanded. Actually, yes, dog breath, I do. Brody didn't slow down, but he looked back over his shoulder. Seriously? Ahead, the bus stopped in a long line of cars at a light. Perfect, Patsy exclaimed. It's time for me to teach you two bozos about car hopping. Car hopping? Yeah, I invented it myself. You'll love it. The light turned green, and the traffic jerked car by car back into motion. Well, now would be a great time to fill us in. All right. Well, you know how we can touch things when we need to, like French fries, if you're an idiot. Yeah, Brody said impatiently. But you know how we can also go right through stuff like walls and trucks, if you're an idiot? Yes, Patsy, we know. Get to the point. I'm getting there, Pooch. With car hopping, you gotta kind of do both at the same time. You pick a car. Easiest if it's still standing, but it don't gotta be if you're good. You jump through the door, right, but then while you're in the car, you make yourself real, see? Well, real enough to land in the car. And there you are, riding along in the car. Get it? Got it. Tuck, you get it? I think so, buddy. Okay, let's pick a car then. Brody looked at the line of cars. There was a big blue van idling, still waiting for the cars ahead to start moving. There, the blue one. Tuck got there first. He danced his feet nervously, eyeing the blue metal of the van door. Go for it, Brody said, running up next to him. I don't know. Come on, brainless, Patsy said. Just jump through the door like you did the brick wall, then land inside like it's the back of a truck we escaped on. You just gotta switch while you jump, is all. Tuck still hesitated, an obnoxious whine in his throat. Then he gathered his legs under him. He shot one unsure look at Brody, and then he leapt. Tuck's first shot at car hopping? It didn't go so great. His ghostly skull hit the van door and stopped like, well, a skull hitting a van door. There was a faint dong, and then Tuck fell into a heap in the slushy snow in the gutter. If Brody hadn't been so desperate to catch the bus and find his boy, he would have probably thought it was funny. Tuck shook his head and looked up at Brody and Patsy. I don't think it works, he said. Oh, for God's sakes, why am I not surprised? Patsy growled. In one jump, she glided over Tuck's crumbled body and disappeared through the van door. A moment later, her face appeared in the window looking out at them. It works, meathead. You don't. The motorcycle that was 2 cars ahead of the van started moving. We gotta get in, Tuck. Come on. There was no time to waste. Brody jumped. He remembered the brick wall, focused his mind, and flew through the van door. He saw Patsy's eyes follow him as he flew past her. His brain registered the dirty inside the van, the gray fabric of the seats, and he concentrated on making himself real. He willed himself to land in the van, just like he landed on the back of the flatbed truck. His paws touched down on the van floor. He blinked. I did it! Uh-huh. If I had hands, I'd clap, she drawled. Brody jumped onto the seat and looked over at the window. Tuck was standing on the sidewalk, looking up at them desperately. Come on, you can do it, Tuck. Tuck jumped. There was another dull thud. Brody saw the driver of a van. The woman with big bushy hair and dark sunglasses furrow her eyebrows and check on her rearview mirrors. Tuck was pulling himself out of the gutter again. I can't do it. Yes, you can. It's just like jumping through the wall, Tuck. You're trying too hard. Just relax and jump. What in the world? The driver muttered as another thump hit the side of her car. I can't believe this, Patsy muttered. The van lurched and began moving. Tuck jumped up out of the slush for the 3rd time and started trotting along beside the van. Brody knew that he wouldn't be able to keep up forever. Listen, Tuck, Brody called. Just take a deep breath. Remember the wall, and then just jump, man. Okay. Tuck jogged a few more steps, his mouth closed in determination. He dug in a bit and picked up speed, and then Tuck jumped. His black, muscly body glided through the van door, and then kept going. He dropped down through the floor of the van, his paws, his legs, his body, and then he stopped. His feet had hit the icy street beneath the van. For a moment, Tuck's head was in the van with them, down on the floor. Then it disappeared into the back as the van surged forward. Tuck! Brody jumped back to the window, looking for his friend outside. Then he heard his voice in a bark. Hey, where are you guys? The bark came from inside the van. Brody put his paws on the back of the seat and looked over it to the 3rd row behind him. Tuck's head was in the van between the row of seats, his neck disappearing through the floor. His head was bouncing and looking up at him. Help! What's happening? Brody asked. He's an idiot. That doesn't help, Patsy. Well, obviously he got the first part right. He went through the van, but he didn't make himself real and land on the floor. He's actually running in the street now, I think, but his head is in here with us. Aren't we lucky? The van was moving pretty fast by then. Brody could tell Tuck was straining to keep up.